So our Prime Minister has not spoken a single word. Someone in Agra and someone in UP died of accident. He tweets immediately in a fraction of minutes. These two kids, just imagine 5 months old baby and a 5 years old son of both the parents died because of a bomb blast, because of a planned, blast. I think you should not bring communalism in terrorism. A terrorist is a terrorist. I would say our state government is just a puppet government. They don't know what to respond. They don't know what has been done. A bomb blast is happening there in City Mall, and people around us here will be discussing and playing chess. We have reached to an extent that violence has become so normal. Firing, acha, kaun si jagah pe? Theek hai. Now the dialogue that they speak is like, chalo, come on, let's go and kill cookies. What is your humanity when you kill two kids who are at the age of 5 months and 5 years old? Where is your humanity when you burn down a mother and a son inside an ambulance? Where has your humanity gone when you kill 6 people who were armless just for the sake of your territory, for the sake of your so-called this and that agenda? We have already failed as a society.
What do you think is that one question that if they ask themselves, then maybe this entire thing will have an answer to it? What do you think? On April 7th, while the rest of the country was sleeping, a mother in Manipur woke up to a drone carrying explosives. Her 5-year-old son and 6-month-old daughter never woke up. Today, I'm talking to Mr. Rohan Philem Singh, a man who has cycled thousands of kilometers across India to speak about humanity, peace and unity, only to watch his own home Manipur collapse into violence. He's a Christian Meitei caught between the crosshairs of both the communities. And while balancing his community on one hand and faith on the other, he chooses to stand for humanity. In a conversation with him today, we decode the dark reality of Manipur that most of India may still be unaware of. Thank you so much, sir, that you've given us this opportunity to talk to you, and thank you for agreeing to come all the way from Manipur to Siliguri, and we welcome you to Northeast Next.
It's my pleasure always. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm partly okay. I'm partly stressed, but overall I'm okay.
So have you come to Siliguri before?
Before, yeah, it was 8 years back, 2018, I think so. I was cycling all the way from Delhi. So I had put a stop here, and there was some of my cousins here in BSF came in Raniganj. So I was hosted by them. And then from here, I took one of my friend, and then we had cycled all the way till Sikkim again. And I came back. So that was a trip of cycling from Delhi to Influx. So I passed, I had passed Siliguri twice by cycle already. Yeah, twice or thrice.
A lot has changed since then, Siliguri for you.
Very much, yeah.
A lot has changed. Yeah. But again, I know that a lot has changed here, but again, a lot has changed back in your hometown as well. Yes. And first of all, I'm really thankful that you've agreed to come and talk to us, because I feel that a lot that is happening there is not known to us or, the mainland of India and other people as well. So, you've always been a voice from Manipur, and thank you so much for agreeing to do this. But before we talk about that, how did the cyclist, how did the social activist in you, how did it grow in you? Why did you choose to become this?
Yeah. Mostly I was into public domains. I was doing a lot of activities for any, thing that comes up for the public affairs and the public domain. So cycling also, I did it accidentally. Okay. So I was in Delhi, and then out of the blue, this Diwali happened. And how Diwali is in Delhi, the smoke and fog and everything. So the next day, you all get sick because of the fog. So I was also in Delhi working in a company called Teleperformance, TP. And then I was also getting sick because of the Diwali fog and all. So I accidentally, I don't know how it came in my mind, but I thought of okay, let me do a cycling trip where we raise awareness on this pollution-free India and all. So I had a cycle with me that time. So I jokingly told to my friend, I don't have fare to go back to Manipur. So let me go all the way back to Manipur cycling. So that was how I did the cycling trip only. And then slowly my cycling passion was, I would say, properly mixed up with the activism that I have. And then I turned off the cycling passion to an activity, so that like it kept on giving awareness about cycling trips, cycling awareness, environmental issues, health hazard, and that kept on going. So now I won't say I have completely forsake my cycle, but like most of the activities now are into speaking and speeches and awareness programs. So partly I have left cycling, and now I'm more into giving awareness to people, or giving sensitization in different topics and all. So mostly I'm into speeches right now. Yeah.
Yeah. You like you said that you try to educate and make people aware through your cycling, which was your passion.
Yeah.
But now that you see so much has happened in Manipur, and so much of lives lost, so much of unrest, did that somehow affect and maybe kill the cyclist in you?
I won't say that. Right now, see, if I have to cycle inside Manipur, my area has been very restricted because of the situation.
Yeah.
So there is a small valley area only of 1/10 of the area. I can only cycle in that area. I cannot go to the hills. I cannot take part in any of the activities that are taking place in the hilly areas. So we used to organize a lot of other cycling activities, but like the real game or the passion, how is it cycling from Siliguri to Sikkim? It's a lot of fun. I mean, like all the terrains up and down. Like for cyclists like us, we want to enjoy those things only. But now, I mean, like those kind of chances has already so decreased for people of my community. Now again, coming to the security reasons, as I've been a very vocal voice for my community and also for Manipur, I've been also targeted.
Yes.
I've been also targeted by the other community, and they are not really happy with what I have expressed and what I have told. So for security reasons also, I mean, the concerned department has advised me not to go for long trips. But of course, like, I'm planning to do it in mainland India. Northeast India, though it would be a little risky for me. I think Siliguri and Sikkim would be safe for me. So let me come back and see how I can cope up with this. Yeah.
So, like you've just mentioned, you being such an active voice that now you are also targeted, which is, I mean, it's kind of a repercussion as well.
Yeah.
But so if you see the larger umbrella, so you see people from your community, as in the Meitei, mostly are Hindus.
Yeah.
And people from the Kuki community mostly are Christians.
Christians, yes.
Now, this is a very blatant way of saying it and putting it in that, that bracket.
Understood.
But I'm speaking from a very generalized point of view. Now, you being a Meitei Christian, does that help you bridge the gap between two communities, or does it make you isolated from both the communities?
I would say somehow 50% we are also we are also playing the part of interlocutor. Many cookies feel okay to speak to me, being a Christian. But many also don't feel happy to speak to me because they feel that I have betrayed them. So I would say ethnically I'm a Meitei. So no matter of like what religion you follow, you love your own community. That's universal fact. And me on the side of religion view, I'm a Christian, so all the cookies are also Christians. So sometimes it's a repercussion from both the sides also. Ki Meitei is thinking ki theek hai, Rohan is a Christian, so they'll be in the side of the cookie. They follow the same religion. So we have faced that thing also. Particularly me being a very active voice, and also from the cookies also, ki whatever he's trying to do, like at the end of the day he's a Meitei. So let's not accept him. But nevertheless, in this 3 years, I think for the past 1.5 years, people from different backgrounds has been taking initiatives to bridge the gap.
Yes.
I've been also actively part in it, and also the frustration of people is so high. They don't know whom to complain, whom to react. So if I'm angry with you, I'll put up some point ki you are trying to do something bad for the society. That's what has been being also in me. So I play the role of interlocutor. I play the role of being a peacemaker. Someday, some fanatic will come and say ki you are not a real Meitei. You are trying to damage the image of the entire Meitei community. Even also, if I try to be that fanatic person that only Meitei should survive or we are the majority, then again some group of people will come and say ki you have gone more fanatic ki nothing is going to work that way. So it's a both the way. So now what's happening in Manipur is, like, I'm very interested to talk in this. What's happening in Manipur right now is there is a big group of people from border communities, Meiteis and Kuki, who wants reconciliation.
Yes.
Second group of people is there is a big group of Meiteis and Kuki. One group of Meitei is saying ki we will completely wipe out the Kukis, or we won't at any condition try to bridge a gap with the Kukis. There are also big group of Kukis telling ki we won't take part with Meitei at any circumstances. Only separate administration or a separate state of them is required. So when the percentage, I would say, when the percentage of the second group becomes larger, it becomes very difficult for us to bridge the gap. So that is what has been happening in Manipur. So right now, the state government is taking up so many initiatives to reach out Kuki villages, to bring Meiteis and Kukis together. And as you see in social media, majority of the people is not really happy with the initiative also. But the government keeps on saying ki, like, we have been taking activities, but I don't think ki it's fruitful also. Because recently also, about the Labi incident. Yes. Out of nowhere else, when people were trying to do as much as they can for reconciliation, out of the blue, after the Jiri visit of our Honorable CM, this bomb came in Labi, which is also very near to my hometown. I'm from this place called Moirang. Labi is another only 3 kilometers away from my hometown.
That's very near.
Very near. And also last time a missile dropped in near Moirang Bazaar also, which is also one of the worst incident that we have ever imagined. Like, back to I would say, my grandfather was narrating the incident. It was back to the Second World War time when the Allied force were coming and trying to drop bombs in Moirang area. Those were the same feelings that the people had. So right now, being myself also a public speaker, we are also very frustrated. We don't know what to address people. We don't know whom to complain, or we don't know what to instruct to people also. There were many agitations and rallies happening few, I would say, days back because of this Labi incident. People are so frustrated. They were angry at us because they don't let them throw stones at police. Imagine the level of frustration that I have. So everything is, I would say, in chaos right now. Hopefully, I'm also praying right now ki let me see the best that I can do to bridge the gap. At the end of the day, it's nothing about emotional attachment. It's about solution.
Yes.
Because like you can't keep on crying, shouting. You can't keep on, shouting slogans. That doesn't bring any solution. There has to be a solution. At the end of the day, for people like me, I might go cycling and survive. I might go to places. I might go and I might live my own life. But what about the common people? The common people will keep on staying in Manipur. They don't have any future. So we have to start thinking of them, thinking for them. And then a solution has to be there so that reconciliation has to be there, so that a particular solution has to be there so that the daily wages earner or the common people survive and live peacefully. That should be the intention.
Yes. The recent incident that you spoke about, the Labi, in which the bomb blast happened, very sadly, a newborn child and a very young child was also, lost his life. Yeah. But do you think the administration maybe misjudged this by thinking that it's just a communal clash, small riot? Because, like you said, it was a bomb that that was planned and it blasted there. Now that kind of technology, how are the people getting used to it? How do they have access to that kind of high tech ammunition?
So right now there are a lot of conspiracy theories going on. The government is saying something, the intellectuals are saying something. None of the verdict has come out. The case has been handed to NIA, and still I think there is no update at all. From the intellectual circles, there are also presumptions that this is just a proxy war from some of the people from nearby, which partly people believe, people also don't partly believe it. At the juncture, like, no Gorkha will kill a Gorkha, no Meitei will kill a Meitei. That's the point that we have. And also for such a distance, it was also easy for the cookies to come and plan the thing also. It was also not easy for them to come and do the thing also. There's a lot of suspicion going on. But as far as my records and also far as my knowledge, like, I think, like, they'll be able to do it. Because, like, this is not the first bomb which is in my hometown. There was a drone bombing months back, where an elder guy died when he was preparing for some ceremony and all. So, in terms of administration, the CM has spoken very clearly that the perpetrators will be punished. But I was also in the front row of agitation. I was also speaking a lot against the government. Especially we, the people of Manipur, are really not happy with the BJP regime in Manipur. Nothing personal. I have also so many of the MLAs who are known to me, who are near to me. I've been doing things with them also. But the way how they are responding right now doesn't suits the people of Manipur. Of course, it's a blessing, and I would say it's very lucky for people of Bengal to get the BJP government though. But, like, I think 2027, BJP will never bloom. Nothing political here. But see, when so much has happened in Manipur, it's so hard for people of Manipur to put this anguish and our frustration align, that our Prime Minister, who is our Prime Minister, not others' Prime Minister. So our Prime Minister has not spoken a single word. Our Home Minister has not given a single detail on it. If someone in Agra and someone in UP died of accident, he tweets immediately in a fraction of minutes. These two kids, just imagine 5 months old baby and a 5 years old son of both the parents died because of a bomb blast, because of a planned, blast. No matter of who have done it, I think you should not bring communalism in terrorism. A terrorist is a terrorist. And I think it was high time for our Prime Minister, the Home Minister, to condemn that action. We didn't see a single tweet. We didn't see a single response. And I was the first person to shout out in the public, Modi will come in Manipur. Then they'll start distributing the saris, the lotus saris. I said, like, if this time any woman folks from Manipur, no matter of what community you belong, if you come out for Modi's rally, I will tell that you were the one only who killed the 2 kids, not Modi. Because, like, you are showing a real betrayal for the death of 2 kids. People are so frustrated right now. No response at all from the government. I would say our state government is just a puppet government. They don't know what to respond. They don't know what has been done. I'm also in touch with many of the, I would say, high-ranking officers also from many of the fraternities. I have also spoken very clearly to them, ki you please give a proper note of what's happening. None of them doesn't know what to respond. So you can figure out from my face. You see, the moment this story comes up, like, I'm one of the most frustrated person in Manipur right now because of this situation. 5 day, almost, I think it was a 22-day shutdown in Manipur. Imagine a 22-day shutdown. Corona, at least the government had given rations, edible items. But for 22 days, the people of Manipur had to suffer because of this incident. Now, it's the same. Justice is not served. Nothing is there. I would say it's a total failure of the government also. Total failure of the government. And if I were someone in the government, I would have not, set it silent on this incident. I would urge, go by myself, go to all the extremes, whatever possible the way. See, when a paper is being submitted, if you don't go after that paper, that would never be signed.
Yes.
That is the same thing that is happening in Manipur right now. I know the case is sensitive. I know the chairs are also very important for all the administration and all the government people who are there. But more than that, you have to come out of that chair, search, urge. That's what you should do if you want justice. Mother's Day hai aaj. Today is Mother's Day. I didn't even wish Mother's Day. You know why? Because I believe that if we people of Manipur don't serve justice for that mom who has lost 2 kids, I'm not an eligible candidate, or I'm not an eligible Manipuri to wish a Mother's Day on this day. Just imagine what wish would we be giving to her right now today? She has been crying out loud. Justice has never been served. So that's it.
But even I can sense the amount of frustration that is built inside you. I can only let alone imagine what's happening there, the ground reality. Like you said, that justice hasn't been served. I also know that just after the attack, the rally that was there for the justice, in that itself also there were 2 deaths. 3 deaths.
Yeah, it's 3 deaths.
So do you think that a cry for justice has also become somewhat, you're putting a target on your own back? Do you think like that has happened?
See, sir, the thing is, weekends in Manipur are like, Monday to Friday, people go and earn. Saturday, Sunday, it's like you're going to a club. But our club is like a battlefield. You'll all see the tear gas, rubber bullets. You'll have confrontations with the police personnel, army personnel, a lot of fight. Monday, you become a normal life. So, I would say solutions are not being given by the government also. That is the very reason why all this kind of shutdowns and confrontations are happening. The anguish of the people was so hard that, they had to go out for agitation to the army camps. I know the level of frustration and anguish that the people had. I was also there in the place of the event, but I was not there in the place of the army camp. 3 died on that day. They were carried out in front of me only. And we are in such a stage that we don't know whom to say, what to say. So we are eagerly waiting for 2027. Because all the ears has been, shut. So we want a government where they hear us, people. They hear the people. So any kind of agitation comes up, it always ends firing rubber bullets, tear gas. I don't know how you are experienced with this kind of situation, but I'm very experienced. I'm always in the front row of agitation. We will speak, we will address. In a fraction of a second, tear gas comes, rubber bullet come. In front of me, there will be at least some 13, 14, 15 people, lying down because of injury, because of hit by a rubber bullet and all. This has become so normal in us. I'm so normal right now that any firing is going on in next room, I can have a sound sleep here. We are so used to those kind of situation already there. So it is because of the frustration only things keeps on coming up. So what I believe as an activist is we're going to have a clear answer only by 2027. Otherwise, as long as we keep the old legislators and, despite of the parties and everything, if we keep on keeping this old change of old trend, nothing is going to change. So we're looking for a change in 2027.
As an individual, forget who you represent, forget the people, for this question. Personally, as a person, as an activist, as a Meitei, as a human being first, right? We all have that human tendency that if something happens, then you are bound to think about a reason why that is happening, right? We have that tendency. Why do you think that the present government is turning a blind eye to this entire Manipur situation?
They are more focused on vote banks rather than justice of people. So condemning all those things would really hit back to the government.
But don't you think if they are doing this, they are hampering their own vote bank also in Manipur?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So right now, the death of 2 kids in Labi, that was in my community, my Meitei community. I think so. The legislators from Manipur have just condemned it with a Facebook post, a Facebook note that I condemn this kind of brutal acts. But after that, we have not seen any kind of I would say, a goodwill action where justice has been served for the family. I heard this quote from one of the deceased family last time. Rather coming and asking our family after the death of my husband, it is your duty to protect my husband before his death. That was your duty. So if politicians' duty is just to go and ask, a death anniversary or any kind of deaths happening in this constituency, that doesn't make sense. Their duty was more to protect those deaths happening. So,
let's try to understand from where this all started. Because for a layman who just knows from outside, we feel that it's been happening since 2023. Right, and if I talk about the date, maybe May 3rd, right, May 3rd, 2023, when. So what we know is that the Meitei community had asked that they should be awarded the tribal status as well, right? That is what we know from a very broader perspective. How much of it is true, and how much of it is that this is the reason why this agitation or why this communal riots have started in Manipur?
Personally speaking, I also have no idea at all before 3rd of May 2023 why this is happening. It took me some time for me to completely grasp why this is happening. Number one reason, the cookies from Manipur had so much of infiltrators from Myanmar because of the present scenario which is happening because of the war zones that is happening in Myanmar. Because of that infiltrators have started to come to Manipur. One reason is the then government, the past CM, I would say, Mr. Biren Singh had a proper documentation of the growth of villages. Like comparatively in 10 years, according to the census, this much number of kids should be there, this much number of households should be increased. That was completely unmatching. Like 2013, there were only 100 households. 2023, there were more than like 2,000, 3,000 households.
Okay.
Comparatively, this was not possible until and unless some unlawful activities were there. This was the number one point. ST status, though, we were demanding it through law and through proper procedure, I would say. Giving us ST status quota by the government or not giving to us directly depends on the government. Even though if we have many protests and agitations and all, if the court verdict doesn't say yes, we won't be able to do it. Fine. Now the Kuki community, because of this rally, had done another counter rally on that day. And the Naga communities also did the same rally on that day out of this reason. But why did the escalation only happen on the Kuki area? That was the question. See, now, leave aside Meiteis and the Kukis. There was a chronology of the events given by, I would say, the intelligence department. Not from Manipur, I think it was outside of Manipur. They started to study the chronology of the event. The firing, the burning of the offices, the government offices already started on the early morning of 3rd of May in Chorchanpur area, which means they were targeting something on that day. Of course, communal thing happened. So many of the Meiteis houses burned down, so many of the Kukis houses burned down. But the escalation, something we saw a kind of a channel of a plan thing from their side. Main reason was NRC. ILP, which is already long passed away, but NRC, FMR, free movement regime, and also now the census thing is also a very hot topic right now in Manipur. Census, NRC, FMR, delimitation was also on the verge, but hopefully, luckily, it didn't happen in the entire of India. But all these things were being discussed by the past CM, Mr. Biren Singh. We saw many videos also where a vast area of the hilly areas being cut down. Poppy plantation. That was a starting. So the cookies told that these were from the Meitei owners. But the land was theirs. I mean, in the Kuki area. Yeah, so as far as the data given by the intelligence department, I hope so I'm not wrong, but out of 79,000 acres of the land that were found to be poppy cultivated, 80% falls from the Kuki area.
80%.
80% of the area falls from the Kuki area.
Okay.
See now, let me speak from a neutral point of view. If someone was a Meitei, someone was a Kuki, and if the Meiteis have insisted the Kuki, you do poppy plantation, and if they think that is not right, they should have done it. Even if the Meiteis have insisted them, that's what we have also told them. But the data itself speaks that the 80% of the area comes from the Kuki area. Then you can't keep on blaming the Meitei people also. That's what I was speaking facts with the data only. So now we have studied what FMR is. Now we have studied what NRC is. Now in Manipur, there is a demand from the indigenous people. I was also the former president of Indigenous Peoples Forum Manipur. So we have given a very clear message that the census should be from 1951. Let's do it from 1951. If you are indigenous, if I am indigenous, if any one of the indigenous, it should not be, there should not be any argument to this. Because of the 1951 census only, again, another tension has been boiled up again.
Okay.
Which means, I'll be very practical. Siliguri, we had a worse time there in 2023. So, for example, if 5,000 of the Meiteis come here in Siliguri, we started to stay in rent house here in Siliguri. I'm giving a very logical example.
Yeah.
We are here, 5,000 of us. So in another 20 years, we have met a mechanism where we had called all the Meiteis from Manipur here in Siliguri. After 20 years, our population growth has reached 1 lakh. Now I am saying to you guys, thank you, sir, for giving asylum here. Now we will come for Meitei land here in Siliguri. I will come up with a concept of Meitei land here in Siliguri because there are at least 1 lakh people here. So we have started to turn, all the records and data ki Meitei. How would you guys feel? I mean, I'm speaking logically now. Yeah. You were the one only who have helped us as refugees coming here in Siliguri because of the conflict of 2023. 2043, 2053, we guys coming here and saying ki, come on, let us come up for a Meitei land and you guys should not argue. How would you feel? That's the same thing which is happening in Manipur. 2021, because of the fight happened in Myanmar, I was also not aware of it. I went and helped so many of the people in More area, Kuki people. 2023, those same people only were shooting at my people and myself. How would I feel? So, see, it's nothing communal. It has to be coexistence. But the point has to be very clear that it has been done in a proper systematic way. You might give me a shelter in your house, being a human being, being a very, I would say, a man of humanitarian act. 20 years later, if I say, your house should be split in two, you should give me half your property. Bro, then doesn't make sense. I mean, that is what is exactly happening in Manipur. I am not claiming anything which is not my own. I am saying we live here. It should be Manipur. It should be a coexistence. For example, it's like you have a story of 5 buildings. I'm saying you live in 1 story. I live in 1 story. Let her live in 1 story. Let him live in 1 story. But it has to be a proper story of 5. Now, what the Kuki is saying, we will wipe out completely the, top building, and that should be a entire property of mine. You guys are not related with me. That is what they have been asking for, the separate administration. That's what we are saying. See, we are saying all is well in Manipur imana yai fare, which means we want to intact or keep Manipur as it is without being separated, without being divided. What they are asking is, let's break down Manipur to pieces, separate administration. Yeah. That's what. So, being a Manipuri, we have a history of many thousand years. I mean, our forefathers has been guiding and, guarding the land territory. As far as we are concerned, the map of Manipur during the 1800 years of regime and all, like, We were expanded till Kasar. We were expanded till Bangladesh. We were expanded the map of Ahom King, as you know, the map of the Manipuri kingdom. It's far. But now, as far as we have this area, we want to make sure that in this generation, we don't want any kind of breakdown. So we want to keep that at this. That is what we have been preserving. And because of this only, I have been called so many names by the cookie. I'm a Christian myself, so I've been termed as Judas Iscariot, the one who sold Jesus.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to protect my own community for the safety of my own, folks, that doesn't mean that, I cannot say ki I'm a Christian, I'll kill all my people. That doesn't make sense. But the data has to be very clear. We have no problem at all cookies living in Manipur. But we are telling them clearly, chalo, as per the rules and regulation, let's start with the formalities. 1951 census. If you find eligible in the 1951 census, you'll be here in Manipur. Yeah. We don't have any problem. But the rest of the people, there are many people who doesn't speak single Manipuri. Because they just came out of a blue because of this situation. So that is what we have been demanding for. Politically, someone might feel this is right. Politically, someone might not feel that is right. But more than the vote banks, I would go for what is right.
Like you've mentioned the war in Myanmar.
Yeah.
How much do you think did that war, how much percentage or how much weightage did that war indirectly have in the riots that's happening right
90%.
now?
90%.
Because of the influx?
Yeah.
Also, do you think the arms and ammunitions?
Yes, very much. Because that is the reason why we have also included FMR, free movement regime. Once this regime thing happens, then there will be no free movement regime. And then only then we can decrease what is being done in Manipur. See, the amount of arms and ammunitions. See, I'll tell you the complete story of the fight. I would say the arms and ammunition fight. It's very true in news and media. You're also well aware. The Meiteis, from where they take the arms and ammunition? From the police stations, from the camps, they snatch the thing. Same thing also happened for the cookies. Both the communities snatched arms and ammunition from the police station. Our only source was that. But for the cookies, the influx, FMR, missiles, everything was available for them there. That is the very reason missiles have been dropped in my hometown also. Where would the missiles come from? Our police station doesn't have missiles. Our station doesn't have, I would say, machine guns. Oh, how are the machine guns coming all the way from Cookie side? Because that has been provided from the, Myanmar side. So, as long as this regime keeps on happening in Myanmar, ours also will be very much affected. So, this will keep on continuing.
But why was it so easy for them to come, inside the Indian borders?
The FMR, free movement regime. No, there is no proper, like the India and Pakistan borders being properly met. So that is what we have been also requesting the union government to build a proper wall, proper fencing, so that FMR doesn't happen.
No, so this FMR.
Yeah.
So that government that was there in Manipur. So they agreed to it.
They agreed to it. Home Minister also agreed to it. The things have already started. Now, as far as my concern, Nagaland is also not ready for building the, walls. Manipur is already ready. We have already started. But the only thing is, because of this walls only, the FMR thing is there. So we are requesting the union government to remove FMR and do the fencing properly. Only then, when the fencing is there, only we can step out and do things properly. Talks also will happen properly.
You yourself also, you've visited the poppy fields, right? You've kind of gone there and burnt them down as well, from what I know. When you went there, what did you sense? Did you feel like, something like this will happen and that is the reason why you burnt it down?
We never imagined that this kind of communal riot will happen. We were not going there and burning down poppies of the cookies. We were going and burning down poppies which will harm humanity. That's the only concern we have. We don't have the Naga mindset. We don't have the cookies mindset. We don't have the Meiteis mindset. See, drugs are arrested from the Meiteis, from the cookies, from the Nagas. Yep. Drugs are drugs. It can't be treated as Kuki drugs, Naga drugs, and Meitei drugs.
Yeah.
So we just went there as a whole, as a social activist, so that we want to bring a little bit of change in Manipur. So I was also part of this, anti-drugs, war on drugs campaign also, and we were also actively taking. So that was an activity, not CM's activity. That was a state activity. Personally, I don't have that much good relationship with the past CM also. But having said that, he had initiated a very good campaign. I was also there. I took part. I was always in the front line to take up this initiative only. But people have started to treat ki, these Meitei people are trying to, abolish the Kuki livelihood and all. Those were not livelihood. Those were something which was spoiling the entire state, entire Northeast, I would say. So we were again the blockage of that. So it happened.
But since the cookies already have the ST status,
Yes.
a lot of the people from their community are in bureaucracy, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
They're in administrative
Yes.
departments.
Yes.
They're very highly ranked in bureaucracy as well.
Yes.
So what about them? Aren't they able to see this? Because what you said right now, just a couple of minutes back, is very logical, right? That they came in as refugees, you gave them the shelter, and now they are asking, now since they are huge in number, now they are asking their own, administrative own land. But a lot of the Kuki people are also into administration, they're high-ranking bureaucrats.
Understood.
Then aren't they able to see the difference? Aren't they able to talk some sense maybe, or kind of eradicate this thing that's happening and maybe, ask for peace between both communities? Aren't they doing that?
So the thing is, Meitei and Kuki war that happened in 2023 was an eye-opening thing for the entire people of India to know what really influx can do and what illegal immigrants can do. But you'll be surprised to know that Kukis were not the only one who were fighting with the Meiteis. Kukis had a war 1993 on the same agenda with the Nagas.
Yeah.
Kukis had the same agenda with the Dima Hasao. Kukis had the same agenda with Kukis and the Paite and the Kukis and the Jomi. So, they had a very long list and years of fight with one goal. They know themselves that they are illegal immigrants. So they were looking for a homeland. That is the first concept that they have, that we have nowhere to go. So we should at least see a proper structure or a juncture that we can have so that we have a homeland of our own. Bangladesh, as you know, KNA, like the Bangladeshi thing which is happening between the Bangladeshi government and the Kuki regime also. That was also for the homeland. So when we study the history, they have been fighting with all the communities. Wherever they are, always fight will happen. I can guarantee you give a shelter of here, some 1 lakh Kuki, I can guarantee you in 20 years, there'll be a Kuki land in Siliguri. That is for sure. Okay.
We are here with our own crisis of illegal immigrants.
That's what.
I don't think so we can handle another.
That's what. Yeah. That's what. So very, I'm just speaking to you very logically. With Bangladesh also they have fought. With Nagaland also they have fought. With Manipur also they have fought. With the people of Assam also they have fought. Clearly it's a picture that they want a proper homeland. So they got chances this time. See, the only thing is, worse have happened days back in 1993 when the Kukis and Naga had fight. My grandmother was one of them who give shelter to the Kukis. Now if they saw my grandmother, they'll surely kill my grandmother. That is the frustration that they have. You were the ones only whom we gave shelter, and now you are turning your back against us. Because the Naga had good population that time, they were surrounded. We were the ones only who were giving shelter to the Kuki in the valley area. Now they are the one only who are turning up against us. So the Nagas, now used to jokingly tell us, yet you have opened your eyes way back in 1993. We could have easily handled this situation. You were giving shelter to the Kukis only, and this happened. So
you've said it yourself also that if you go to any Kuki-dominated area, you'll not come back alive. Did you have any incident like that, particularly that you could share?
I'm not ready to go right now. So I never did that. But of course, the good part is if I meet any of the cookies here in Siliguri, Guwahati, we will just greet them, say hi, hello. I mean, I have a lot of cookie friends. So I meet them in Delhi. They talk to me so well. But surprisingly, you know what? There are also right now persons that I know, cookies and Meitei roommate. They're still sharing rooms, aram se. They don't give a damn of what's happening in Manipur. They nicely, spend their life. This kind of people are also there in right now. But for me to go to any of the cookie-dominated area won't be a good thing for us.
We know that India-Pakistan relations are very bad.
Yeah.
But we also know that in places like Israel, places like Dubai, where these people go and work, they stay together properly. They are friends, they are roommates, like you just said.
Yeah.
So I'm sure right now also there is a lot of people who stay together that way.
Yes.
Then is it because of the region that is over there in Manipur and those radical groups that kind of build that emotion within the people over there, and then they go all out to wipe each other out? Is it because of that? Is it also because of the place and geopolitical area that once you step out of it, then you are again normal?
See, sir, one thing. Being a Meitei, I can't also demand unreasonable things, or I cannot also say unreasonable stuffs. The slogans of let's wipe out cookies entirely from this earth, logically, it's not possible at all. Not possible at all. But there are many people already who are emotionally drained, who believe this statement, that this statement will come alive one day, which is completely wrong. I mean, as far as you feed the people emotionally, they'll keep on believing those unlogical things also. So rather than that, what we told them was, see, for example, in Infal, all the cookies houses are wiped out. In Chorchanpur, all the Meitei's houses are wiped out. So from our communities, if we come up and say, let's go and start to live in cookie area, in Chorchanpur area, our shelter should be given, our houses should be rebuilt. He should also say the same thing for the cookies. Ki when I go and live in Chorchanpur, let the cookies also come back and live here, rebuild the houses. That mutual understanding should be there. So I mean, help cannot be from one way also. Mutual collaboration cannot be from one way. So when people speak of, when our CM, present CM, Mr. Khemchan said, when he said, I'm ready to give all the securities for those of the cookies who are coming for any kind of health checkup in Infal area. But it was so heart breaking for us not to hear this statement that I'm also ready to give security for all the Meitei's people who are passing the highway and going to Guwahati. That statement was not given.
Why?
I don't know. That is the reason why people are really frustrated. We only heard the first statement, not the second statement.
Doesn't he belong to Meitei community?
That's what he belongs to Meitei community. But the statement that he made was only for the Koki community. It was not mutual. That is the reason why people are not really, happy being him also. It's nothing political. It's all about the public frustration. Now the 2 kids are dead from the Meitei community. Now justice has not been done also. So, yes,
when we are talking about the 2 communities, recently these different communities, they celebrated Separation Day.
Okay.
Right? Now, do you see psychologically Manipur is already split? It's just because of the borders, they are staying together?
So it's not only about the Meiteis and the cookies right now. If you are aware, cookies and Nagas have also started.
Yeah.
And there are so many areas where cookies cannot go, where the Nagas also cannot go. It's already become, I wouldn't say a tripartite, but yeah, of course, Meitei and cookies, Meiteis and cookies are there. Cookies and Naga are again there. Only the thing is the Meiteis and Nagas are not in the war mode. But other than that, all the communities have already the intermixing, communal thing already happening there. Partly it's also true. I cannot visit any of the cookie area. I can only visit Naga area. Any Naga now cannot visit cookie area. But for the cookie, it's a double lost. They cannot visit any of the areas where it belongs to Nagas, and also it belongs near the Meiteis. So that is the separation that we have. But I would say officially we haven't marked anything else. It's just their separation. It's just their mental state and their celebration only. But rather than that, we would say we are still one Manipur. Yeah.
Till now, whoever I've come across, you are the only one who's spoken from a very humane perspective, spoken logically, irrespective of it is from whichever side, because you are someone who's looking for a logical solution, something in which everyone can stay together. And from what I can make out, that you, at the end, you want Manipur to be Manipur as it is. Yes. Irrespective of whoever is legally supposed to be there, they should be there, irrespective of whichever tribe, whichever ethnicity they belong to, right? But with the current scenario, since you've spoken to people from both the communities, what do you think is that one fear that builds up inside the Kuki community and one fear that builds up inside the Meitei community?
For the Meitei communities, the only fear is that Manipur will be broken. That's the fear that we have, that I have. For the Kuki communities, will we be getting a separate administration? That is the only fear that I have. Will we be getting the separate administration which they are looking for? Because their only goal is that right now to be separated, which is logically not possible. I would say if this separation happens, then it's not only going to be a separation of the Manipur. I mean, Gorkhaland will come up. Everything would be possible. If Kuki land separation is possible in Manipur, then I would say there are more than some 20, 30 states coming up again in India itself. So I don't think the union government will agree on that, the separation. Far more than the Kukis, I mean, the Nagas have been doing the, signing up of the peace agreement between government of India and the Naga. From long back only, they have come up with the concept of Greater Nagaland, Greater Nagalim. So which has also not yet happened in Manipur for a very long time. So I think the integrity and I would say the territorial integrity of Manipur will remain intact. As far as I'm concerned, as an activist or also as a social political, commentator, I would say that will never happen in the span of generation that we are having. If necessary, we will also come to politics to, handle this.
Like you've said about the peace agreements, we know that a lot of groups, individual tribal groups have signed these peace agreements with the government of India. Do you think those peace agreements have gone to tatters? Do you think that it's made no point at this point of time?
Cookies have signed a lot of suspension of operations sue with government of India. But what surprises us is the cookies have not fired a single bullet over the over Union of India, I would say. From the cookies side, the UG groups have not fired a single bullet to the Union government of India.
Do you think it's their plan?
That's what people are looking for. So what is the agenda on signing an agreement with you and me where I have not fought with you even a single time and signing an agreement that there should not be a fight? This looks very, scripted also. But of course, like Nagaland, the Nagas have had a fierce battle with the Indian army also. My own community, the Meitei people, have been fearlessly fighting for more than, I would say, decades already. Even our voices have reached the UN also, United Nations also. Recently, there was a peace talk agreement with the UNLF, United National Liberation Front. And also, I think ours is the only one, the UNLF was the only one to sign this peace agreement. But there are other groups which has not, who are not ready to sign this any kind of thing. But what surprises us is the point that I mentioned. Cookies have not fired a single bullet to the Indian army. And in what agenda and what comes is the suspension of operation being operated.
Do you think that it is because they know that if someone can grant them that administration power, it's only the government, union government? Do you think that is the reason they are not picking up a fight with the center?
So I'm speaking this in front of the camera. Whatever is going on in Manipur right now is all a proxy war. Everything is proxy. No one is understanding whom they are fighting. they are not really understanding why we are firing, or they really doesn't understand why we are agitating. Everything is proxy already, and we are made to hate each other. And I think this is the very reason why people have to sensitize about coming into unity and guarding the territorial integrity of Manipur. And as long as this continue, I think we will be played, we will be moved, we will be segregated by some sections of people. That's what I believe.
Because of so much of agitation, war, there are groups which are protecting their own tribe, right?
Yeah.
There are militant groups from Cookies, there are militant groups like Arambai Tangol protecting Meitei people. In all fairness to whatever their agenda is, that is to protect their own people. But do you think that this particular thing of taking arms in their own hands is going to make a long-lasting impact on the future generation of Manipur?
I mean, so yet this kind of incident had happened in UP. I mean, this won't have lasted 2 days or 1 day at least. That yet this happened in West Bengal. I mean, I'm just curious with the point. Let this happen in UP. I mean, here in West Bengal itself, it won't take a single day for the government of India to react and retaliate and take action on it. It has been there for 3 years.
Yeah.
I watched a movie, Article 370.
Yeah.
It's a very nice movie. I mean, Modi has also seen himself how he handles situation. It was not very difficult for him to handle the situation of Kashmir. Article 370 abrogation, and then it was split into 3 things. And the situation of Kashmir was handled in a very short span of time. This could have happened in Manipur in a twist of some few minutes if he thought it was necessary. So that is the frustration that I have, the people of Manipur have, that for 3 years this has continued. He has forsaken us because we are a small community, we are a small state, doesn't, count any of the vote banks. In the MP election, the clear result, the people's mandate was shown. For a nobody like, I would say, he is now an honorable, our MP, Mr. Kojam Bimol, no matter, he was from the Congress party though, but I am not here to speak on Congress party, but his vote was a people's mandate. But when an education minister was contesting for the post of an MP election, imagine an education minister lost the election by a margin of more than 1 lakh voters in a state like Manipur. Just see the anguish of people in that. So that same mandate, we, the people of Manipur, are ready to show in 2027 also. I don't care, no matter of what's happening in Manipur. My sole purpose is, I don't know if I'm contesting election, I don't know if I'm coming to politics, but my main campaign would be on erasing BJP from the soil of Manipur. That would be our main target, because we feel so betrayed right now. We feel so betrayed. Nothing has been spoken out. Nothing has been into action. We approach something, they'll give another answers. Yeah. So that is what we have right now.
You have actively gone and spoken to a lot of people in the relief camps. Like, tell us what it is like to see them, because through a screen, when we see, of course we feel very bad when we look at them. We feel our hearts bleed out for them. But seeing them in reality, seeing the mothers, seeing the fathers, seeing the children over there, that's very different. Can you explain us what the current scenario in the relief camps are? How does their day look like? How badly do they want justice? How does their normal day look like? Can you just brief us about that?
So I take care of around 120 internally displaced persons, because I launched a campaign called Mobile Canteen Service by the IDPs.
Yep.
So we approach all the schools and colleges through the deputy commissioners, and then we provide tiffins for them. So I handle at least some 120 people, which is 120 families. The government supplied them a sum of 100 rupees per day for a person. So, I mean, I appreciate the initiative of the government, but though, what would you do with the 100 rupees per day?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something like you've been treated as nobody, and then you have to be given some, fooding and lodging in a small space, and then you have to be fitted. Something like, a concept of some living beings are there. That's the treatment. And their rooms are also quite very small. Half of this room, I would say. A small space is given. There, all the grandfather, grandmother, wife, son, everyone has to live in that small room. And that is I would say, the dignity of the people, of those people who are living there right now. So I spoke to many of them, and I spoke to all the leading people, and then I said, like, let's try to create livelihood for them. So that is the reason why we have started this mobile canteen thing, and at least they are earning some 500 rupees, 600 rupees per day because of that, and that has become a livelihood program for them also. Now it has become a very normal for them. I won't say they are demeaning themselves, but they have lost their complete trust in the government. They have lost their complete trust that they'll go back home. And many deaths are also happening in the relief camp already. Even suicides were also there. You might have seen in the news also. But I don't know what to say on this matter, but like, it's really disturbing for me to, be with them also. And disturbing in the sense that I'm also taking care of them. So, I know their pain and their anguish also. Love cannot be just in words. It has to be in actions also. When you say, I care for the IDPs, I would do anything for the IDPs. They are sometimes so hurt seeing the response of the schools also. They are not given platforms sometimes. They are not given chances sometimes. So that is a treatment that they have right now. So 40,000 people from our community, from the Meitei communities, I think around approximately 20,000 from the Cookies community. I don't know about the Cookies because I have not experienced any of them. But for the Meitei, it's so frustrating right now. There were hunger strikes recently also happening in this Infal area among the IDPs also. And then people were also not encouraging them because of what they have been facing. And also there are inter-community conflicts also happening. You IDPs are getting all this money from the government. We are working in getting, but you are getting it for free. So some biased treatment are also being there. So I think they have completely lost their trust, but still, they are living, being a human. That's what I can say.
Do you see them getting realigned with the entire community again? Do you see things getting back to normal in Manipur?
Back to normal in Manipur is the life. I would say the lifestyle and the way how they have survived in Manipur has come to normal. But anything happening in a fraction of a second that can completely change and twist the situation. Because same as for 1 year we were completely out of violence. Then suddenly this bomb dropped in Labi. The entire situation of Manipur completely changed. So that's what was happening. So now again we are in normal right now. So it's just a reminder that a bomb drops. It has been 3 years. Something drop, a firing happens. Okay, the war is happening. Now it has come so normal. I'll tell you one thing. Now a firing is going on here. So in Highland Hotel, people will be playing football. That's the lifestyle we are living in Manipur. A bomb blast is happening there in City Mall, and people around us here will be discussing and playing chess. So we have reached to an extent that violence has become so normal. Firing, acha, kaun si jagah pe? Theek hai. Now we are focused on that. Because when I came back from some of the firing zones, people were busy playing football. People were busy, doing their household chores. But on the other side was a firing. So now it has become so normal for people. They are so situated, they are so saturated with the situation that is happening.
Don't you think that's very dangerous for the...
Already very, very dangerous.
Because for them, if that is normal,
Yeah.
then for the kids who are seeing, firearms and who are seeing killings on a normal daily basis, for them, don't you think it becomes very... for them, that is not something that they can distinguish between, this is not actually okay and this should not be done?
I'm so sorry to tell you this, but it's so disturbing also. When kids used to play from the Meitei communities and the Kuki communities, mostly being grown as a kid also, we would like to play with the stuffs of guns and all, army, this, that and all. Now the dialogue that they speak is chalo, come on, let's go and kill cookies. Meitei kids. And on the same thing, the cookies also will be chalo, let's go and, kill Meitei soldiers. That's how they play. So that is what we have planted them already.
But that's a huge
That's a very
loss for
That's a
humanity.
very huge loss for humanity, and we all are responsible for this. Not only the Meiteis, but also all the cookies, intellectual. We are all responsible for this. I would, request. I would say, let's come to an ultimatum of a solution where we properly speak up, see a solution, and then I think it's high time for us to end this also, because like rather giving a solution, if this keeps on, and also see there are people who fit from this 3 years of war. The war gets over, his activity or her activity will be completely wiped out, or their presence won't be very necessary for the society. So I want that war to keep on continuing, because people will consider me as an important person because of the war. So those kind of people are also there. So they always try to, create a sin out of it, trying to, manipulate things out, exaggerating things. Those things also happens. But see, speaking as a human being, now, what will we carry when we die? Now, let's speak humanism and let's speak census now. When my kid has a mentality ki let's go and kill all the cookies, and when someone kids from the cookie community and say let's go and kill all the Meiteis, what do we have? What have we gained as a parents? That's what also I'm also questioning to myself. Rather than that, I'm saying very truly in front of the camera, let's coexist, but in such a way it has to be properly channelized in a very official way, starting from the NRC and all that I have mentioned, FMR and all. We should do it properly in that. Otherwise, we have failed as a society. We have failed as a society. We have failed as a responsible citizen. Both sides have failed already. What is your humanity when you kill 2 kids who are at the age of 5 months and 5 years old? Where is your humanity when you burn down a mother and a son inside an ambulance? Where has your humanity gone when you kill 6 people who were armless just for the sake of your territory, for the sake of your so-called this and that agenda? We have already failed as a society. Now the rebuilding has to be done. So we will be needing responsible people, or I would say educated, literate, logical people to build of this. The mentality of wiping out, doing this separate administration, that will never work in Manipur. So I'm also, volunteering myself to take this initiative also. Hopefully, let's see how God leads us, and I'll see what I can do.
Do you think before rebuilding, like what you said right now, you yourself have taken accountability, asking that, where is humanity when we do this? Where is the humanity when, we preach this to our children and this has become so normal for the children? Do you think that before reconciliation for both the groups, do you think accountability is very important?
Very important, very important. Because like I cannot accept someone's mistake until and unless I accept my own mistakes. I have to say sorry. I have to apologize. I have to also speak up for the wrongdoings that my community has done first. Also, they have to accept the very fact that they have done this wrong. And then a trust process has to be built. And that's how only 2 communities can reconcile together. And I believe that is very, very important for a coexistence. Otherwise, like things can't keep on doing this, keep on going like this. But having said that, from now onwards, we have learned a lesson that you cannot take things for granted also. But everything has to be in a systematic way. I mean, I love the way how Mizoram is handling. I love the way how Shillong is handling. There are so many things that could have exaggerated so much. But, I mean, the government has tried their level best to, grasp the situation and then control it very well. I mean, these things are also necessary. For me, going to Shillong was very easy. Now it has become a little difficult because I have to go some procedure. So that procedure has to be followed very well. Then I have the guts or I have the acceptance ki, acha, when I go to Shillong, I'm not someone who is wrong. I can go because I'm eligible. That concept will be there. Otherwise, if I have this concept ki, okay, I'll go to Shillong, I'll be there in the rent house, I'll stay for like some 10, 20 years. I mean, when rules are not being made, things become so, fed up and mixed up, and everything is in chaos. I love the way how Mizoram is handling right now. They have already termed, I would say, few thousands of the cookies as refugees. They've given already the term refugees already, and the people have also accepted that. Now, from that, I believe so. The homeland thing won't work in Mizoram though, but they have already given the name tagline of refugee. That's how it's going to go in a formal process way when government initiates properly through paper. And in some other time when any kind of incident happens, they would be reliable for that. They'll have to go out of the state. So something has to be made that way. So we believe in Manipur also. We right now why we are working for FMR, NRC, and I would say the ILP system, whatever the process is, that we want to make a very structural thing which has been wrong from the previous government already. I would say from the Congress, from the BJP, or whatever the government which was ruling. As I love in this court, we should not do a appeasement policy. It should be a face-to-face policy that has to be accepted by both the parties. If I say yes and yes and yes, and if it turns no in the another 2-3 months, it's going to be very bad. So rather than the appeasement policy, like we would go for, the mutual understanding policy that has to be accepted by both the communities.
You see, because of all these unrest and all, you see a lot of military being imposed in Manipur. Do you think if this whole situation escalates, do you think that entire territory will become very, military pro, and it will come under military guidance and military jurisdiction? Do you think that is possible?
Officially, it's not military, but already unofficially, it's already military. I would say the amount of, for such a small state, we have approximately, I think, 1 lakh central forces.
I'll tell you one incident. I had recently visited Manipur for one of my cousin's wedding. And my uncle was driving me around. And we stopped at a light, red light.
Yeah.
And then there was one vehicle that came. And it was an armored, it looked like a armored, like a tank. And there was a machine gun on top. And then there was a guy on the machine gun. And then there was a VIP vehicle behind it. Okay. And then another, there were other patrol vehicles behind it. So I was like, is there some kind of issue? I mean, that time it was a little peaceful. Nothing of that sort was happening. And I went to Imphal particularly. So then I asked him that, was there some kind of issue or something? He told me that's normal. He told me that a VIP person needs to move with this kind of arrangement. Otherwise, it's a huge headache. So it was very shocking for me that a patrol vehicle had a armored tank in front. So that made me think that, is this the new normal in Manipur?
Yeah, this is already the new normal. I mean, I think a huge amount of bulletproof cars and all this armored vehicle with machine guns have already been deployed in Manipur. I think a very huge number from the army, from the police personnel, from the reserve battalions and all, has been imposed. And now when a minister has to cross his own, state, he has to be inside a bulletproof car. Otherwise, he can't. So that is a stage that we have. And that's what I'm saying. It's very normal right now. Anything happening in another 2 to 3 colonies away, people don't give a damn. They'll sit here, aram se rest. That's happening. Not in our, not in front of our courtiers.
I think they're just thankful that it's not happening to them.
That's it. That's how. See, I participated in many of the protests and the upfront. So I'll run because obviously there is tear gas shooting, rubber bullets and all. Next day I'll have to go and speak to students. Morning. At night again we'll follow the same rule. You will be shut down, we'll be hunt down. So that is the way how people have become so normal. And happening something in Manipur now is nothing is happening. Something like. So happening an incident happens somewhere. It's not always the talk of the town now because it has become so normal again and again and again happening. So people are not much focused into this. In another village, they'll be firing here to the shops and everyone will be running around. So people will come from the next village and say, like, what's happening here? We are firing and going on there, and then you are selling things here. So at the end of the day, people are also daily ages earners, so they'll have to earn for themselves also. How can war keeps on continuing for like days and years already? So that's one.
Right now, you just mentioned like how you are there in a rally or you're in support for something, and then you're shot with rubber bullets and tear gas. The next day, you need to go and attend an assembly with students. I'll ask you a very humane question. As a person, if something happens, good, bad, anything, you are bound to be emotional about it.
Yeah.
Good thing, you're emotional about it. Bad thing, you're emotional about that as well. Someone like you, who is right at the front of so many things happening and a very active voice for the youth as well. When you face a situation like that, and the next day you need to go and attend to children, children any which way, when you look at them, it's so hopeful. You see so much of innocence, you see so much of hope. How difficult it is for you to ignite that hope, because of course you don't go there and you say that this is happening and that is happening and everything is gone down the drain. You don't do that, right? How difficult is it for you from a human perspective to ignite that hope and tell them that tomorrow, if not today, tomorrow something good will happen? How difficult is it?
I've mastered that already, speaking out of the situation and coming out of the box. I have had enough in my life where I was chased down by police, where I was chased down by armed personals, where I was chased down by, I would say, private militia groups for doing so many things that were against them. Yet I had to put back all my composure and I had to speak in front of TV. It had happened many times. There were incidents where I was speaking here like this in a news channel, and then the or SP or the CEO calling me in my phone and informing me to cut off my Facebook post. I have put up my composure so well that I have to also, this is what I have been doing, so I have to put up my composure. But one thing that I was very much against in this shutdown was of shutting down the schools, especially because as far as I read and as far as I'm concerned, during the World Wars also, there was a policy where the schools has to still keep on continuing and colleges has to still keep on continuing. If you fight with another community, the competition is not about how many bullets you shoot, but how much your kids are studying. So, I told them, see, you are fighting with the cookies. Cookies are still keeping on with their flow of education system. They are writing, they are reading, they're going for competitive examination. And we ourselves are telling, ki, chalo, let's shut down. Let not our children study. Let not our kids go for classes. Which I feel that this is completely illogical and bad. So I was also being accused and turned up by many people also for saying this. But hopefully, again, like education system is now in a full swing already in Manipur. And speaking to kids is like one of the things that I have done. I would say 50% of my life I have been speaking to kids. Almost all the interaction has been with kids only. So I used to encourage them a lot that it's not only important to become engineers and doctors, but to come to administration, to become an activist, to become in whatever the public administration is all about and take care of all these things. And that's how only you can build up a society. As you mentioned about the ST quota of cookies, they have good numbers of officers in every field. Okay, I was arrested by an agency 3 years back when the war was on the peak level.
Why?
I was speaking a lot. So
Against cookies?
Yeah, against cookies. So I won't name the agency though, but this agency has house arrested me for a few hours, and then they have taken me to the station also. And I was interrogated, and they have not given any kind of physical, I would say, harm though. But the way how they have arrested was also very professional though as an agency. But the real reason of my arrest was not, I would say, not told to me. And I said, like, why am I being detained? So 4 car came with all the rank of DCP and SCP. And then I was given a house arrest for few hours. The very reason they told me was like my security threat. I was in a security threat, so they are giving me protection. But the intention was not security protection; it was to lower down my voice.
Do you think it was to intimidate you that this is what we can do?
Yes, and then later on, I came and found out that the highest ranking officer of that agency, 4 of them were from the Kuki communities. So they have nicely manipulated, and me going through all these things, me have been facing all these things. Now being an activist is also not a cup of tea.
Yeah, of course.
And I have faced enough. I have come, through a lot of things. Emotionally, I'm a very strong person. I don't cry a lot. And
I suppose you have to be one.
And but the way how I tackle things is something that sometimes even my wife is not able to imagine how I tackle stuff. I don't cry. I don't react. I just do things that I'm supposed to do, and I have this passion of doing that things till the ultimatum. Arrest has become a normal for me. Calls and threats has become a normal for me. So that when I seek an asylum for myself, I mean, where do I rest or where do I find peace? This is the very reason why I would say we want to also come and serve from political backgrounds also now. So there are invites from certain political parties also to come into politics, which I am considering right now. We will see, because elections are also coming up. It's not about a party. We want to change, like what's happened in Nepal and what's happened in Chennai. For a long year, when AIDMK and DMK has been ruling, Tamil Nadu, out of the blue, Vijay sir came out and then he just put up a change in another 2 years. And people of Manipur don't say it's not possible. It's up to you and me who will make it possible. It's regarding about the borders. So I think that change can be there in Manipur, and I can see it's not all about me. It has to be about us. So if I don't contest election also, I'll be taking part in the electoral politics. I'll be going for person to person. If you are an eligible person, no matter what party you come up, I'll have to make you win, because you will be in the administration. You will be the one who will be administrating. So it's my duty to, go person to person of no matter of like what political party he belongs. It's very important for us to support person-wise, and only then a change can be met. And I have, access to 40 constituency of Manipur, which is also Meitei's more dominated constituency, and I'm planning to do that also. But already there are pressures that I have to come to electoral politics and I have to contest myself. Let's hopefully see how the public responds. And I'm also planning to see, because right now I don't want to make any chaos out of it. Present MLA right now in my own constituency is also my big grandfather. I'm going to contest against him. So let's see how it goes. So yeah.
But no, I definitely think, because the way you think, the ideologies that you have, I think that you are a very active voice for the youth as well. And it's about time that people in Manipur are expecting some change and expecting something good for them as well. But again, to emphasize more on the way you think, right? My next few questions are just to understand what you as a person think at this point of time. So the first thing that maybe I would like to ask is, at this point of time in Manipur, with so much happened and the people being so accustomed and so okay with what's happening right now, what do you think is more difficult? Is it more difficult to get the radical groups to drop their weapons, or is it more difficult to eradicate hatred from people's heart? What do you think?
I think hatred should be removed first. About laying down of the arms by the radicals, also by the Sioux people, it's an easy thing. It's already done from the Meitei side. From the Aramai Tengus have already, laid down their arms already. what's disturbing is that the Sioux people from the Kuki militants is someone that we are presuming and is what we are expecting them only who are firing down in the valley area. So regarding about the arms and ammunition of laying down an arm, it's a very, I would say, not a very difficult thing, but the hatred has to remove first, and only then there has to be conscience coming up from someone's intuition, and then acha, theek hai, I should not do this, I should not do that, I should focus on this. That is when only we can make a reconciliation.
So 5 years down the lane,
Yeah.
after the next elections happened in 2027, how do you see Manipur? Do you see Manipur as a place which is going to rebuild itself, or do you see it as a place where political violence, or let's not call it political violence, but the communal violence is something which will become very normal in the next 5 years?
5 years from now, if by the grace of God, there are few people in Manipur right now who are working really hard for the reconciliation. Many of them are contesting election. Also, I might be one of them. If hopefully and by the grace of God, by people's mandate, if we come to power, and if we come to power, we will see how to tackle that situation being us in the power. If we are in the opposition, if we win and if we are in the opposition also, we will tackle the situation how as an opposition we can, twist and, grab the situation. So it lies all in the hand of the elected people, because the people's mandate is they themselves who are representing. I would say, see, when something has to be done, now I'm taking up this initiative to come and speak to you. It's my soul, will to come and speak to you. Now, when I'm an elected person, I cannot go and speak and, do things in my own. I have to take people's consent. I have to say, I want to do this. What do you think? The worst part of Manipur is we have spoken again and again to all the elected people. You please take up this initiative and do it, which they have not been hearing to us and keeping on close ears to us. So that is really what is bothering us right now. I love the way how Thackeray of Maharashtra ruled the Maharashtra kingdom. It was, they enjoyed a lot of things what was supposed to be theirs. I mean, I love the quote where he said, the flight is yours, but the land is mine.
Yeah.
Let me see if the flight lands or not. You are saying that the flight will land, but let me see. It is my land only. We'll see if you can land or not. That guts has to be there from our elected people. Modi has not met any of our MLAs. Any of our, our past CM had never had the chance to meet the Prime Minister. No appointment was given. Being them the majority with 30 plus numbers from BJP, and also a coalition government of 55 people, all on the ruling party. When the 55 MLAs have taken an appointment from the Prime Minister, I don't think it is the Prime Minister who is not given the appointment. It is because of the moral lost, or I would say the lack of integrity and confidence that our elected people didn't have, was the core reason that the Prime Minister had not given appointment to our MLAs. Yet I have been there, the way how I'm expressing and speaking right now. I would have resigned immediately and I was at it. We don't need you. All 55 of us will resign. Let's see if you give appointment to us or not. That should be the guts. I mean, we can't be treated this way, sir. We can't be treated this way. Our anguish and our pain is not that we want to dominate. We want an importance like the importance that has been given to UP. We want the importance that has been given to Bihar. We want as much as the importance that has been given to Bengal. I jokingly told, next year I'm taking Mamata Banerjee DD to Manipur. Let's see. If I take Mamata Banerjee DD to Manipur, then Prime Minister will come, Home Minister will come, all the CMs of all the state will come and campaign in Manipur. I'm even thinking in that way also. I already told this. Let me take Mamata Banerjee DD to Manipur and let her contest election. We will be giving her a seat in Manipur. Let's see how the scenario turns up. So we are so I'm mentioning this again and again. We are so frustrated. We really don't know how the union government is treating us. So I once told them in one of the interview also, and that became so viral in social media also, that came out of my heart. Cows die, Modi comes. Human die, he doesn't turn up. That's what is happening in Manipur. Any cows die, any cow slaughter happening, anything related to cows. I'm not looking down upon mother cow. But when cows die, Modi gets a lot of concern. Ki, acha, cows died, cows slaughtered. But when humans die, he has not even spoken a single word. Last time there was a bomb blast happening in the Manipur area where 2 of the cows got injured. I tweeted that time, Modi, at least for God's sake, if you are not speaking for the injury of human beings in Manipur, please speak up because cows have started to get injured in Manipur. That's what we have, spoken to draw his attention. And the way how he has been treating us has been really not happy. In this regard, I would also love the way how one of our ex-CM, Mr. Ibobi, had handled situation with the union government. So Mr. Chidambaram was the then home minister when the 2010 incident of Muiwa coming to Manipur happened. So the union government had already, advised him or had urged him that there should be an entry of Muiwa to his hometown. Then our CM, our ex-CM in that time, he turned up against the order of the Home Ministry and he said, you cannot do things without consulting me. You might be in the Home Ministry, but I am the Chief Minister of this state. As far as you give the instruction, if I don't comply with the situation, I'm not letting him go to his hometown. That was the stand that I have. And then he said, it's okay if I resign also, if you take me out from the CM post, but until and unless I'm here in this chair, this person will never enter the soil of Manipur. We need that guts. I too have learned a lot from him. So hopefully if I, win an election or come to power or something, or been in opposition or anything else, if I've been elected, the way how I am shouting right now as an activist, this will become a twist how a legislator will shout.
Do you think that, the state government
Yeah.
should be a representative of the people of the state? Correct? At the center.
Yeah.
Do you think that was lacking in the government?
Very much. Not at all. That was the reason why 55 MLAs were not given an appointment by the Prime Minister himself.
Yeah.
Not a single appointment was given. Mr. Amit Shah came, he stayed for I think 2 days and then he went back and he said he'll come after 15 days. It has been almost 3 years now. He has never returned back. So those were the fake promises given. I mean, if we have to speak up, we have to speak up in such a way that if things are not met with a proper dignity, then there should be a point ki, see the way how TVK responds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
See,
were about to,
they-
all the 102.
Exactly the way how
105, they were about to resign.
They said if we are not forming government, what's the use? We'll all resign. They don't. Our legislator then don't have that guts to say. Yet I be in their platform, I would say I'll resign myself. It's better that I go with a placard, shout in front of the Modi house that you should come and speak up to us. It's better to do that way also. Now our 55 MLAs ki doesn't have that guts. And that is the very reason why only we have suffered so much. So people have realized we will change them in 2027 and see how the...
Do you see it's not, do you feel like it's not just the union government but also the state government?
Our state government. Because we have also access to many of the information that when I am reliable to answer, I am supposed to answer. But the way how our state government is giving answer is that, acha, theek hai, let me consult my wife. Let me consult my grandfather. When I am eligible of answering the question, they have been, putting up all these things to the union government. And also union government had given a very clear answer that this lies up to the power and up to the virtue of the state government. State government is supposed to do it. They are mandated to give the answers. Then, emotionally drained people thought that, acha, union government is supposed to answer. We don't know anything. If the state government is capable of doing. So that is how it has been, diverted and diverted and diverted. Even right now, there are many people who are contesting election who didn't win the election, but they are doing more than those people who are winning the election. So they have gone and met the ministry people, did this, that, everything. So
Do you think somehow it is not like it is also the people who have been who have been put up to power? Like say for example, suppose if the government would have been BJP, which it currently is in Manipur. Say the government is BJP, but the people would have been different, who have been elected from the BJP only, but different. The people of Manipur have elected would have been different than the current people who held power at that point of time in 2023. Do you think things would have been different?
now I would say most of the elected that we have, 80% of them are more than the age of 60, 65 already. There are no youths exactly. One very example that I have to say is it's not only about the age. You just see how our MP, Koicham Bimol, spoke in the
Parliament, yeah.
It was his single voice only which has drawn the entire attention of Manipur. One person's voice is also enough, I think so. Now in the government, there are not people who are so much vocal of this. Even when it comes to age also, when Bimol can speak up, why don't our elected MLAs also speak up? So that is the one main concern that I have. So now our main motive will be on changing completely into a youth environment, youth legislator, and let's see a change with this. Otherwise, like in the states that I'm having right now, if I am somewhere in an eligible position, I'll be always the first one to go to the union government, seek an appointment, sit down properly and see for a resolution. Because we can't keep on begging to people.
Yeah.
We can't keep on saying, please do it, G. G concept doesn't work at all. It should be like, Honorable Home Minister, we are suffering like this. We are under you. We are your people. You please come, look after things. If not, we will resign or you take appropriate action. That should be how it should be handled. Otherwise, Kashmir was done in a few nights, I would say. It's shown in 370 movie. What about in Manipur? For 3 years, they have delayed with so much of agenda, proxy wars, and we are already really fed up of it. We also know what they are really playing around also. So, yeah.
You mentioned that there are few bearers of the torch of this war.
Yeah.
So let me put it this way: that you said that if the war is happening, they feel important. They feel their business gets work.
Yeah.
Let's put it like that. Who do you feel are those people?
Politicians, right now, I don't know their intentions of, their motive of this war. I have also heard rumors that BJP government is going to, it's not just rumor, I think it's already official. They're going to deposit 10,000 rupees for the women folks, more than 250,000 women folks. And this announcement happened in a state like Manipur because of the war. And there are so many political strategy already being played. When I am a leader and where war things happened, and I am the person who is supposed to take care of all these things. But the moment war ends, my importance will be completely cut off. So there are many people whom I wouldn't name right now.
Of course.
I won't name the organizations or I won't name any of the things. Same thing goes for both the parties, where there are many. I would say there are many allegations that many of the CSO leaders have bought flats. Many of the, I would say, social activists have bought lands, but which I'm completely telling in front of the camera, you can come and check with me. I don't have any single of that. Truthfully, I'm speaking. But because of all these allegations, CSO wars are also going on among the CSOs, among the activists, they are also going on. Until and unless this war things keeps on going, they'll be benefited. So that is public, I would say, comments that has been right now also. And firing completely stopped right now in Manipur. Recently, only that Labi incident only happened. Other than that, no firing incident had happened in Manipur, and which many people feel that they are, outlooked and they are not given importance. So I would say, see, fame is something very dangerous, very powerful. When you get all that fame in a few days, and when that fame goes out all of a sudden, and when people have given you that importance and that suddenly ends in a few months or few days, you get so pissed off, you get so frustrated, you start looking for public attention. Those things also happen in Manipur.
Do you think, like you said, it doesn't happen for a certain amount of time, then suddenly one thing happens?
Yeah.
Do you think that is the reason why it happens? Because maybe either of the community, maybe they feel that, oh, so now there's no chaos. That means what we were trying to, whatever our voice was, no one's giving attention to that.
Yeah.
So let's bring some attention back to it. Do you think that's the reason why it happens?
There are rumors going on that it's about breaking the government of Manipur also. Some people, I would say from our community, from the Kuki community, doesn't like Khemchan to be the present CM. So that is the reason why these things again started coming up, so that his government might again fall down. So a lot of conspiracies are going on. Now I speak against Khemchan. I can be treated someone who has been sponsored by Congress. I can be also taken someone who has been sponsored by the ex-CMOs.
Yeah.
These things are going on right now.
I think people have told this about you before.
And I speak anything against last time when Mr. Biren was there as a CM, and I spoke anything against him. I was also labeled as being someone sponsored from the Congress. So it's very difficult to speak up also, because like people have their own entity and they are trying to give boost up for their own entity only. Very interesting incident happened in September 10th, 2024, where there was a students' agitation going on. And it was a 2 days agitation. First day, I didn't join. I didn't take part in any of it. Second day, there was a rumor coming up that the Raj Bhavan was going to be burned down. So I went there. I intervened. I was in the first row. So when Raj Bhavan had given permission for us to come and interact, it was such in a very chaos moment. A lot of tear gas firing. Everything was going on. Immediately, I spoke to the Raj Bhavan through SP. And then they said, they want some representative to come and speak. So it was a students' agitation. So 10 colleges students, one student, it's 10 of them were representing the college. And I was also advised to be there in the event. In that program, the present governor of Assam right now, he was there to look after Manipur. He was also given in charge of Manipur government. So I went and met him. So going to a governor's bungalow, like our phone were kept, in the box, I would say. They heard the news that I've been already there inside with the governor. When I came back, I saw both the missed call from BJP people and Congress people. So BJP told that you came up with some of the BJP legislator and you're trying to break down the present BJP government. Congress told that you took money from the present CM and then you are trying to save the government right now by interlocuting the governor and the students. Again, the Congress thought that Biren thought that I took money from Congress and I was the one who was leading the protest to break down the government. So as a social activist, like, we are always in the middle, but we have to do people's mandate. So that was one of the worst, I think, in my span of doing social activism. That was one of my most difficult day, where I received threats from both the parties, also from both the groups. But slowly, when I came up and spoke in front of the media, people came up with the conscience that Rohan did the right thing. Because I was only concerned about the students. Yet they had taken another step of doing any other extra things. It had been very bad for the situation of Manipur. Of course, you know about the situation of that Labi.
Yes.
People went with anguish, frustration. They started to do a lot of things, burning down of the vehicles, burning down of the camps, which is completely okay because of the frustration still though. But the moment they tried to snatch arms and ammunitions only then only the army started to fire, which was so saddening for me and for everyone. Then 3 of them died. Worst could have happened on September 10, 2024, because their main target was to burn down the Raj Bhavan. And they were manipulated. People from the back came and throw stones at the army. Then the firing started. The anguish of the people came up, and then they were about to do it. But if they did it, I mean, many of them would
Things
have
would have
fallen.
gone very bad.
Very bad. So I was trying to just put on an end to it, and I was just trying to do my part as an activist to bridge that gap. But we always get misinterpreted.
But no, I'm really sure that be it any government, at the end, they all will bow down to the will of the people. And I feel the kind of voice that you have and the kind of ideologies that you have, that you've expressed yourself in our conversation, I really feel that the people do need a change and they will resonate to what you stand for. And I really wish the best for the people of Manipur. And I really wish that you do come to power, because from whatever conversation we've had right now, your heart is actually at the very right place, because I feel it's standing for human rights more than standing up for any particular community, which is very difficult to do, despite of being right in the crosshairs of both. But before I let you go, sir, one thing that I would really want to ask you is, from a person right at the midst of everything, and when you see the national media, and when you see a lot of narratives being said here, there, everywhere, what is that one question that you feel no one is asking themselves also, or no one is thinking about it only? What do you think is that one question that if they ask themselves, then maybe this entire thing will have an answer to it? What do you think?
Is Manipur is equally important as Kashmir, Delhi, UP, Bihar, and Tamil Nadu? People should start asking this question. Is Manipur as important as Tamil Nadu? Is Manipur as important as Uttar Pradesh? Is Manipur as important as West Bengal? Then only then we can have a joint voice. And also as a Northeast state, all the Northeast states should come together to voice up for justice of the people of Manipur. Because what is happening in Manipur today might happen with Sikkim, might happen with the states, might happen with Arunachal, might happen with Mizoram. But the only thing is, like, we have to be an equal voice, as a joint voice, and only then we can have justice. And that's what I believe.
I really hope that if you do come to power,
Yeah.
you are the one to initiate the talks between all the northeastern states, like to have a joint voice, so that no one ever feels alone
Yeah.
in a country so big, so diverse, and which stands for its secularism and inclusive nature of all the communities. Thank you so much, Mr. Rohan. You've given us the time and you've given us so much enlightenment.
Thank you.
And I wish the very best to you for all your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If this episode made you uncomfortable, good. It's time we stop treating the Northeast like a vacation spot and start treating it like a part of our soul. Manipur isn't a hashtag. It's a mirror showing us what happens when a country looks away from its own people. If you learned something today, don't just like this, share it. Because the only way to stop the silence is to make the truth louder than the drones. This was Northeast Next. See you in the next one.